Well, here we go again. I have to take the bumper off once more. If you recall, I already did that previously. I had the bumper off because I installed these headlights. The eBay, Amazon, Akkon, dual projector LED running light. That's the setup I put on. Was happy with it. Wasn't planning on changing it because I did LED lights in the low beam and high beam. Not that the high beam's on right now. LED in the turn signal, and obviously the daytime running light looks pretty clean. It's all black on the inside, so it got rid of the chrome that was on the truck. And it was all good until I built the set of headlights for my LB7. And then I got to thinking, well, I have the stock lights for this. Why not build them? I mean, I already have them. It's not like I had to buy them. They were just laying around. So in the previous video, I took apart the headlights, put all the new parts in, painted them, etc. That was a long one. Sorry, that was like a 20-minute video. I've been trying to keep them a little shorter lately just because I know I have the attention span of a toddler. So I try to keep my videos short because I don't like watching like 20-minute videos of people just rambling on and on and on as I sit here and ramble on and on and on. I'm gonna rip this bumper off. I'm not gonna film it because I filmed it before the last time. It's not fun. It's kind of a pain that I have to take the bumper off to remove the headlights, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna suffer through it just to add the new ones, and then once that bumper's off, I'm gonna start the wiring process. And oh my goodness. That's a host of wiring to do. That's a lot. I have 4 profile prism halo rings that are switchback. I have the Bluetooth controller for the prisms. I have the HD relay setup and the capacitor, ballast. Oh boy. It's a lot of wiring. So why don't we just start with ripping this bumper off. We're gonna get rid of this bumper in 3, 2, 1. I was actually faster, much faster than the first time now that I sort of know what I'm doing. It took about 30 minutes. 30 minutes to get the front bumper off. Up in here. So now that the bumper's off, I have access to taking the headlights out. Go ahead and do that. And I can figure out where I'm gonna stick all of this wiring. Well, boys, we have an open, disassembled front end now. Peep that new intake. If you didn't watch the newest video, the newest? Maybe not the newest. One of the newer videos. Check out the noises and sounds that this thing makes. That's about it. It just makes noise and looks cooler. The truck didn't gain anything from it. So in here and over there, I have to find spots to add all of the new wiring. I'm not exactly sure where. That's where we're gonna start. Also, I am gonna post these lights for sale. The ones that I bought here. So if you're interested, shoot me a message on Instagram. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna list them on Facebook Marketplace. They will come with some extras. They'll have the low and high beams, both LEDs. I'll give you guys both sets of turn signal bulbs. Just the regular LED amber and also the switchback white to amber. You can have it all because I don't need any of it. Shoot me a message, I'll sell them cheap. In an effort not to bore you guys to death with electrical, this is how far I got. I had the heavy duty relay installed. So this seemed like a decent mounting location here. It's just mounted with a bolt nut on the back side. It's protected by the shroud. The bumper sits in front of it. It shouldn't be exposed to a ton of water stuff. Even so, it's sealed up, so it would be fine either way. What we have here, we have the power and ground. I always like to follow factory looms and wiring, so that's what I attempted to do with this setup. So we have here the power and ground. Follow this, all nice and zip tied all the way up. Then we come up here. Obviously the power is not connected yet. Little long, so I end up kind of curling that up, putting it in there, zip tying it, and then it'll connect in here to the power. I do have the ground connected. It runs up here, and then I have it kind of just follow this wire across the battery and right to this nut. Then as far as how the ballasts are going to be operated, this is the OEM input. So this will come off here, sort of, not this connector exactly, but this is where it gets the power. Power will feed into here, go to the relay, run back out here to the HID ballast. And the passenger ballast, I have it run down here, and then it follows this wire. So the loom comes up, and I have it running down in here. It runs right along, and you can see it peek out over there. Have it all zip tied in there, nice and tight. It runs up here. I'm real happy with the progress tonight. I'm going to get back into it tomorrow morning, finish up all the wiring, wrap everything up. I'm going to mount the ballast underneath the headlights. That'll all come out as a unit. The only thing left, I have to figure out where I'm mounting all of these. I have plenty of options, but I want it to look clean. It's the morning, it's the next day, we're doing more wiring. So far, I do have my ballast stuck to the bottom of there, plenty of room. that's going to work out just fine. I already test fitted it. That fits in there very well. Now, next thing, I'm working on the capacitor link. So I have it hooked up here, and I'm going to zip tie it here, and then I have a ground right there. It seems to be a good ground, but it's bare metal underneath there. Then I still got to figure out where I'm mounting all of the controllers for the halo rings. So that's next. Now what I have going on is I put all 4 profile prism boxes on this side. The reason for that, I actually wanted to attach them to the headlights, but you can't because the wiring leads from the Bluetooth controller to these are short. So these all have to be within reaching distance of the controller, which I tucked up nicely right up underneath there. All this stuff is double-sided tape, didn't want to drill holes in turn signal wires, and the actual halo driver wires, they'll run all the way over here. I'll get these tucked up real nice. They're just sitting here for now, and they like barely reach where I need to go. And then everything over here, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to run all the grounds on this side, and then we'll move on to the next thing. First headlight is in. I gotta test everything out. Let me show you the wiring real quick that I have. The relay tucked in there real nice. We have these wires running up across here and under, nice and secured and zip tied in multiple places. These are for the halos, so that runs over right to here, and they are just long enough. I didn't want to see a bunch of stuff in the engine bay. I hate that. You got like extra wires and relays and all that. Hide as much as possible. And then down under here is just, I'm not even gonna go over all this wiring because there's a lot of it, but it's all nice and secured, pretty much along the factory loom. The only thing left to do is to test this side. Passenger side obviously isn't in yet. Let's see what happens. Those look sick. All right, let's see. Let's see if the turn signal works. Oh yes, switchback baby, change. There we go. All right, low beams. Yeah, oh, HID's kicking on, warming up. A high beam. Perfect. Test was a go. Everything worked perfectly. You heard the low beam, what do they call it, shutter, Illinois? You heard that flipping when the high beam came on, so that's good. Both the high beam in the low beam and the high beam in the high beam work. Angel eyes work. Switchbacks work. Everything works. You chuck the passenger side in. A little more wiring to do over there. I have to wire the Raptor lights back up, and we're done. Turns out you can cram everything in on this side of a ZR2. This is how everything is mounted now. 4 prisms, nice and secured with double-sided tape. All the wiring zip tied together, basically as nice as I can get it, because there is extra in there like these that you just can't get rid of. So these will actually run up here like that, just like they do on this side. And then this is obviously going to be connected to the headlight. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how all this came together, because that was a lot of wiring in there. Final mount. There it is mounted. You can hardly even see any of the wiring that's going on in here. It's nice and tucked away in there, protected by this sort of shield thing. Now under here we have much less wiring than the other side, so not a whole lot to tuck away up there. Prism lighting goes back here, behind here, which you can't even see on this side because it has this nice shroud. Now let me test this side, make sure this side works. Crossing fingers. Then we'll button everything up. Let's test out the halos on this side in 3, 2, 1. Nice. The turn signal. Yes. And high beam. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have full function of everything. Everything works, fits, good to go. Final assembly starts now. Now you may be wondering why I have HID plugs right here. Well, that's actually for the Raptor lights. I had some of these extra connectors from old HID systems I'm not using. Before, I didn't have any disconnects on the Raptor lights, so when I took the bumper off this time, I had to cut the wires. So that is to remedy that situation. Quick little test here in my garage door. There's the low beam. See, the right side is just a hair higher than the left, and here are the high beams. Evenly aimed, at least this close. We'll see what they look like a little farther away. Holy crap, guys. So this is low beam. This is brighter than, listen to that intake. This is brighter than the old setup was. Dual projectors, LED, low beam, and high beam. Now, you probably can't see it on camera, but the beams are definitely not quite aligned. I think I need to bring the driver's side up a hair and the passenger side down a hair. Let me hit the high beams. Hard to tell on camera, but they reach way out there. Man, that is hard to tell on camera. Here's low beam. We're sitting still. There's high beam. Oh, there you go. Now you can kind of see, right? Low beam, high beam. You can see just how far that reaches out there. That goes so far. Those LED projectors, those HBs are legit. Dudes, these lights are the bomb. I mean, words can't really describe how happy I am with them. It was a ton of work. Probably 20 hours, to be honest. And I didn't even take the headlights out. I already had them out from having the old ones in. See these little side pieces? Still a light in there. Might upgrade that to like a brighter LED or something. I don't know, we'll see. All in all, I would definitely do this again. I don't think I would change anything. I love how it all turned out. Those high beams, those HBs are crazy bright and crazy accurate. It's a very concentrated beam and it focuses like so freaking far out there. It just works so good. And the low beams are great too. Gotta adjust them a little bit, the headlights themselves, which is to be expected, but they're close. They're close to being even. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, because I try to get back to every comment. I try to give you all the tips I can, not that I'm professional by any means. So that wraps up this video. Other than tomorrow, I'm gonna get some video and pictures during the day so you can see them. I'm just gonna add that video in. See you guys in the next one.